Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Curmudgeon channel again. It's the Curmudgeon. My name is Norm. Welcome to my garage. Haven't chatted for a while. Been kind of stuck with the nasty weather, but as it is, it's beautiful out. It's almost like in the upper 50s. I really have a bunch of storm damage I gotta clean up. Bunch of down branches. I need to burn off a bunch of brush, but pretty much all of the snow that we had is gone. There's just one little patch over there by the church, but everything in the yard's gone. But it's still early, it's still wintertime. However, we are finally getting some warm weather, and it's supposed to be 60 again tomorrow. So where does that mean? Or where does that leave us? It's time for paint. I'm going to paint the ride, the tractor. I need to get this going. It's been here for over a year and I have languished. But now that the weather's going to be somewhat nice, I've got my paint booth all prepped and ready. I just need to drop the plastic and put one more sheet of plastic. I'm going to run it this way, and I'll have this whole thing just kind of sealed off in plastic, and I'm going to paint the main tractor part that's red. I got to move the tire before I finish for the day. I got one tire off, and it's all prepped and painted. The hat for this tire is over here. It's primered, but I kind of goofed up and I dripped a bunch, so I may sand that real quick before I call it a day and re-primer it. But then I've got this tire over here. It's primered, ready to go. I've got a source for new rubber for the new tires on the rims. That not bad, $3.50 a piece. I want to do that. And before somebody says, "Well, they don't look that bad," no, they're bad. They're a lot of dry rot cracking in the tread area. There's dry rot on the sidewalls. And besides, it's time for new tires. So I've got new tires on the front. I painted the front. I did a couple little drips, and then when I had the new tires put on, the new rubber onto the rims, and if you can see, I got a little bit of orange peel here. There's something on here I didn't get off, so I may touch that up. But the tire shop really kind of did a number on the rims, so I may try to clean them up real quick. But I got the tractor up on jack stands in the back, and I got one jack stand holding up the engine on the front, and I'm gonna wipe it down with wax and grease remover tomorrow. I'm taking a half day since it's supposed to be nice, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down, blow it off, and then I'm gonna shoot it red. The red paint is inside. Been waiting patiently. I didn't want to store it out here because I didn't want it to freeze. Holy cow, did we get some cold weather a couple weeks ago, and then we had all that snow. But it's time. I'm going to paint this puppy, paint the main body red. Then I've got the fenders are behind the tire over there. They're primered and ready to go. I'm going to paint them once the paint for this dries. But the gray items, like the gray hood, I painted the hood, and I wasn't too happy with the hood. So I need to strip the hood down again, repaint it. But I want to get the body and the components painted red so I can put the wheels on there and I can start moving it around again, and then I can start reassembling it. I got parts all over the place in my shelf, but it's time. That know me, I have had two 68 Firebirds in the past, and I've had a 79 Trans Am, and I had a 67 Chevelle. And it is time for my next adventure. I am probably going to go with either a 68 Firebird or a 70s Formula. I'm still thinking about an AM, like a AMC AMX or Javelin. I just like the looks of those things, but body parts are kind of hard to come by. And I have, if you look up there, I still got grill inserts for a 68 Firebird, and I've got a couple other miscellaneous parts for a 68 Firebird up on my shelf. So I'm more familiar with that, I guess, that I could do a 68 Firebird or even a 70s. Now, I have found a couple third generation Trans Ams that are bodies, just bodies only, that really don't have a lot of rust. And because they don't have a lot of rust, I've been thinking about just biting the bullet, doing stripping it out, making sure everything's set, and then putting in an LS motor. That seems to be the way to go. A lot of the folks on the forums said don't try to stuff a old Pontiac like a 455 in a third gen. It's tight. He said you're better off, get better bang for the buck to go with a LS motor. And I don't know very much about LS motors, other than I know they can be made fairly easily, 400 or 500 horsepower, no problem. Now, as I say that, I have been toying with the idea of a 76 or 77 Ford Granada. And you're probably going, what? A Ford Granada? What? Hear me out. It's a two-door. You can do a Mustang 2 steering setup, swap. I don't even think there's really much modifications you have to do to it. You just, it's almost a bolt-on. And you can get the front disc brakes set up with it. And, you know, you build yourself a nice, mild, get yourself a Ford 351 Cleveland motor, which are plenty of parts out there for those. And you have a heyday. And you have yourself a nice little sleeper 400 horsepower sedan to drive around. And actually, I kind of like how they look. You lower it a little bit, put some decent wheels on there, make sure it's painted really good. And I've been finding several Granadas out there that are very low rust. Sounds like they're actually pretty easy to hoop up. Now, is it a Firebird? No. And is it going to bring a bunch of money? No. It would be just something for me to tinker around on and have fun with. And then, you know, when I have my fun with it, maybe sell it off and break even and find another project. But, being that as it said, the thing is the tractor. And I'm still on the fence if I'm actually going to get rid of it. I think it has a place here at the house. I would love to get a blade and level out the back, and I really need to do either a container or a shed back here. I'm thinking to level out that back corner, or even back here behind the garden, and put in a 20-foot container for storage, and I can run some power to it, so I got lights out there, or heck, I can even just have a generator to run power out at it. But, you know, move my yard implement stuff out there, all my garden stuff, and then I've got this, I don't know what I can do with this. There's this old foundation for the garage, and it's got a couple cracks in it that I've been wanting to fill with concrete, but I've been thinking to myself, if I can make sure this foundation's solid, it's a little cattywampus here from settling all these years, but if I can get this thing all nice and set up, I'm going to build the garage. I'm going to attach the garage here, use that foundation, and then this will be where I park the cars in this area, and then I'll have it tie onto this old garage. Here, let me pull back a little bit, and then that would be the shop. So I'd have room for 2 cars easily right here, and here, and then have a big door, and then this would all be right through here, will be either paved over, or I may even put some gravel in there. But the next big project will be getting that retaining wall finished. But I think this would work really good to have a nice 2-car garage and then a workshop out here. So anyways, that's just kind of a quick, this is what's going on, and I'll get back on it tomorrow. I will post a video about the paint and show you how my paint goes. Then it will be time to put the tractor back together. So thanks for hanging out with me, and again, feel free to share. I've got a bunch of videos out there on some of the projects I've done with the tractor. Hopefully it can help somebody, but with that, like and share, subscribe. We'll see you later. Curmudgeon out.